Food is your medicine or your poison. So how are we going to turn food from being what damage our health to being the big part of what gets us healthy? Hello everybody and welcome to our first channel. Finally we did it. So whether you're on phase one, which is a phase of losing weight for the first time, of doing a tune-up, or you're on the phase of stabilization maintenance, this video is going to help you hopefully to feel like you're not alone. And we are building this community of people who did a protocol or on the protocol, and once you have done it, you're part of us. So I'm very excited for that. We say January, there is something magic about January, but we also know that it's not that easy, especially this year, 2022. It's very cold. We all went through the holidays with finally being able to be with our families. So there is a lot that is involved in weight gain, in feeling the need to indulge with food. And this is a subject we will approach in different videos. Hopefully this channel is going to equip you and will have themes that will help you in your position. Everybody weight gain and weight loss is very individual. That's why we have a individual consultation every week, whether you come physically to the clinic, whether I see you on Zoom, or I have my consultation with you on the phone. We talk every week because every case is different. But what we all have in common is that we do fight the food industry, the temptation, the false advertisement that is on the package in the grocery store, fat-free, carb-free, and all of that. So today is going to be more like an introduction to our new client, Melissa. Her and I, we met at the end of the year last year. She had done the program in another clinic, and her enthusiasm, her way of restarting the program, she gained a few pounds during the holiday and found that clinic. She shared her excitement and how different. She's losing very well. She is just losing like she did, but her explanation on how she's approaching the program this time is so real, so important, that I thought, okay, you will be on our first video, just because she talks easily, and her explanation, and forgive us because our first video of her cooking might be a little long, so it's coming up now. I'm going to try not to talk too much. You guys know I like to talk. I'm very excited about our program. I know it works. It worked for us, and I will have a special video where I will explain my own story coming from France 28 years ago in this country, and dealing with weight gain like that. So all of that will be on different videos. But today we're going to listen to Melissa. She cooked in our kitchen here in the kitchen, in the clinic, and she did wonderful. So every video will have a theme. Please send us questions if you have ideas of theme that you would like for me to talk more in details. We will do that. But today is just launching the channel, and all of you have been asking when is it coming out. So here it is. And again, forgive us, it's our first video, and we are very excited, and I hope you will too. Thanks.
Hello everybody, welcome to the first edition of You Can Trust a Skinny Cook. Michelle and I always joke about that because, you know, the old adage of you could not trust a skinny cook, but when you're on Ideal Protein and you have a good time, then you can be a skinny cook and have some very tasty meals. So one of the things that Michelle and I have talked about is you have to feel satisfied with what you're eating in order to be successful on the program. So I encourage you to get the cookbooks. Geneva's has good cookbooks. You can get some recipes at online on idealprotein.com or on the app. So I encourage you to use these recipes. Now, one of the things that we're making today is from Geneva's, and it's called Tikka Masala, which is an Indian dish. The one good thing about it is it's very, very flavorful, but you can control the heat. So Michelle and I, we are a little bit on the wimpy side when it comes to spice and heat. So we eliminated, which is optional, the cayenne pepper. So if you like spicy, feel free to add that. So what I'm going to do is go
Can I add something?
Sure.
Okay. Could you tell us just a little bit about your experience before when you did the ideal protein protocol?
Yes. Okay, so I did the ideal protein protocol about 5 years ago, and I lost about 13 or 14 pounds. I wanted to lose about 20 to 25, but I kind of got stuck, started deviating. It's just part of it if you do not enjoy what you're eating. So this time, with the encouragement of Michelle, then I ventured out, and she was asking me what are some of the things I like to do, and one of them is cook. I really enjoy cooking for my family. I love making tasty meals. So I started experimenting with Geneva's cookbook. And then the baking kit came out over the holidays, and I was like, this is delicious. I am not feeling deprived at all. And so one of the tips for success is get in these recipe books, get some recipes. They are so easy. Majority of the spices are like minced garlic, pepper, salt, things that you find at every grocery store. They're not difficult to find, and so you don't spend a lot of time. So when you're using the seasonings to spice up your food, you'll find that you don't miss the fat and you don't miss the carbohydrates.
Great.
So,
thanks. Yes, I wanted you to share that.
Yeah.
Because
so you got to keep it to where if your food satisfies your stomach and your brain, then you'll be successful. And that's what I've found. And it's been so much easier through the holidays. I was able to lose close to 20 pounds and maintain it. So
Great.
I'm super excited about that. So we're going to get started with our Tikka Masala.
And we're cooking from the wellness center.
Yes.
That's her first time at the
look at
wellness
this nice
center.
apron.
Yes, we have
How
the apron.
beautiful.
Food is our medicine or our poison, right?
That's right. Food in this case is our medicine, and it's delicious. So it's a win-win.
Good.
So I'm going to start with the ingredients list. So we're going to start with 2 tablespoons. And on the oil, you really want to measure it because you need the essential oils, your 2 teaspoons a day. This is actually this recipe is for 3 servings. So one of my tricks is I will take what I'm cooking, I will for tomorrow's dinner, and then I'll take the other portions and freeze it. So that way I have something in case of an emergency. I always have something else. So we started with, we're going to heat up our oil real quick. And then we measured out 18 ounces of chicken. So what I did, we measured it and then I cut it up in bite-sized chunks. So what we're going to do is when the oil is heated, so it's medium.
And Melissa is using the induction. I don't know if you have used the induction in France. In France, that's what big chef use now. We don't use so much gas, and I love induction, so I have a portable at the wellness center. I have one in my RV. I love induction. You can put a timer.
And it's heating up much quicker than
it's very quick.
stove
And
top.
let me show you the front because I recommend if you need information. I think I'll do it online.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our chicken. Browning our chicken. You'll see how quick and easy it is, really, to make some good. So then we're going to add our half a cup of chopped green onion. Now, this is one of the vegetables that I did not use before because I thought, oh, you can't have onions. Because when they're cooked, they caramelize into sugar. But the green onions don't do that. And they add so much flavor.
So much flavor. They're very good.
It's delicious.
We use them a lot in France.
So, and then we've got 2 teaspoons of minced garlic.
So Melissa prepared everything early, so our video is not going to be too boring.
That's
Yeah,
right.
again, it's our first time.
Pre-measured.
So, yeah, she pre-measured, but we have all the spices here. And
So what we're going to do right now, see how we're just browning the chicken? I need to turn it around where I can use my handle. Habits.
yes.
But you see how nicely this pan is amazing. It is like cutting the cooking time in half.
Yeah, I love
It is
induction.
so easy.
You have to be in the center a little bit.
Okay.
But it's so convenient. And like I said, this is a portable. It's noisy. I don't know for the video if it's going to be annoying,
Hopefully
but
it won't be too noisy.
it won't be.
It doesn't. It may have a little bit of an echo, but it doesn't sound noisy in here unless you're trying to talk over it.
Correct.
Okay, so that's what we're doing here is just browning this.
So the spices you put already were all the
Yes.
salt and pepper.
Okay, so while this is cooking, I'll go ahead and tell you what I went ahead and did. And this is what I did at home is, you know how you can get portable, like just empty spice rack containers?
Yes.
So what I did is put one and labeled it Tikka Masala and put all the ingredients in there.
Oh.
So then when I get ready to make it, I already have
Yes.
all my spices mixed. So
Mix
that is a
in
huge
proportion.
time saver.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
I did the same thing with taco seasoning and sausage seasoning.
Good.
So I'll tell you what I have in here, Michelle. I've got, we need to add our salt and pepper.
Okay.
So while this is cooking, we want to add the salt and pepper. So I measured out, it is 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper and a teaspoon of sea salt.
Okay.
I don't use my Ideal Protein salt much for cooking. I do use it on my food to get in my Ideal Protein. It's very, very important. One of the things too I will say is I wasn't really good about taking my supplements before, and so I found myself dizzy or constipated and things like that. Not something you want to talk about on a cooking
Well,
show,
but we will. I'll talk
but
about
the
it, right?
calcium, magnesium supplements, the fatty acids, you have to have that in order, and your branch chain amino acids, the things that people go, oh, I don't need that, I just need the food. You really do need the supplements, because when you eliminate dairy and all the carbohydrates found in a typical American diet, you need the supplements.
Exactly.
And so it just helps you maintain like the high energy and that just an overall great feeling while you're losing weight. So you want to enjoy the journey, really. That's why I say you got to make your food taste good and you got to enjoy it. Continuously focus on what you're gaining, and that is health, and you're getting closer to your goal instead of what you have that you're giving up. One thing that I've found helpful too is if I'm craving Mexican, I'll dig into the cookbook or go on the internet,
Very good.
Pinterest, and find a recipe that has Mexican food. Okay, so now that we have that browned, and it takes about 10 minutes, and it's cooked through, so you want to make sure that your chicken's cooked. But then what you're going to add is the remaining seasoning. So I'll go through the list of what that we have in here. 2 teaspoons of coriander, 2 teaspoons of cumin. This is from France. So you won't get the bottle here. It's very special. 1.5 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom. Now, this is delicious. I'm telling you, the cumin and the cardamom are they are undervalued.
I did not know that spice. I did not know.
No, I didn't either until I started trying a couple of recipes. And then we got nutmeg. And then we have ground ginger. And then this is where we were talking about the cayenne pepper. So you can use up to 1/4 of a teaspoon. I put a dash in mine when I made it at home. It gives it a little bit of a kick, but I'm wimpy when it comes to spice. But you can see how the garlic and the onions are kind of giving it almost like a gravy texture.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is, I've already pre-mixed these, like I said. You can put them in, go ahead and mix them up and put them in a spice jar if you like. Makes it so much easier. So we're going to add that. And then we are going to add, we have 1/4 cup of tomato paste. We measured that out. You can use the can like there in Hunt's, or you can use the squeeze tube. And then we got 3 ounces of half and half. So this is what's going to make your sauce.
It smells good already.
So we're going to mix this up. It does. It smells so delicious. And it was funny because my husband was like, oh no, I don't eat anything that's Indian food, curry. I don't, no. And so then I said, I didn't tell him what it was. I was just waited a few days when I made this, and he was like, what is that? That is so delicious. And I said, oh, I thought you didn't like Indian food. But I said, it doesn't have curry. It's better. But I will tell you that I have a friend that is Indian and is an amazing cook, but the typical Asian food is very, very fattening. So there's a lot of good recipes where you can use healthy ingredients, but it tastes as good, if not better, than the traditional.
I think I enjoy cooking now because I refuse to cook unhealthy.
Right.
So whatever I cook at home is going to be healthy, and I decide if we're going to eat unhealthy, then we go out. Because if I'm going to take the time, it's to do something that's good for me, right?
And then whenever it's good for you and good for your family, you feel good serving it, and then you're not feeling guilty. Now, I will tell you, and I tell everybody this, I am not that person that wants to cook 2 meals. I have an 18-year-old son in high school. He plays offensive line in football. He's very big. You've met him.
Yes.
And he loves to eat. I'm not going to lie, but everything I've cooked, he's like, Mom, this is delicious.
That's great.
So I made a soup the other night, and him and his best friend ate all my soup. So I had to make something in my reserve. Thank goodness I had stuff in the freezer.
And when I was on phase 1 a few years ago, my son was still in town and he was in high school. And he always ate what I ate. I just added a healthy carbohydrate for him, like baked potato or, wild rice. And I never felt like I cooked separately for him and I. He always grew up eating vegetables. So he didn't know. I was, pretty much.
And that's like with my son. He and Bryce, they came in and were like, oh, and then I got a text from his mom. Oh, can you send me the recipe for that high protein and soup? So I've shared it with several people and it's delicious. And majority of these recipes, these are recipes that you can eat into stabilization and maintenance.
Exactly.
These are so delicious that you will want to continue eating them after you're out, completed all the phases of the program. Okay, so we're going to wrap up right here. I'm going to go ahead and put this on very low. It's already done. As you can see, the seasonings make it beautiful. It's just
it smells wonderful.
Oh, it smells wonderful.
It's middle of the afternoon and I would eat that now.
Yes, exactly. And then what we are going to do is serve it over riced cauliflower. So measure out your 2 cups. And then this makes 3 portions. So I would separate out 2 portions equally and then freeze them separately. And then cook the cauliflower rice when I'm ready. Stick this in the microwave. You can add a dash of salt and pepper, your IP. It doesn't need anything. Cook it in the microwave for about 2 minutes. And then when it's nice and fluffy, make sure you drain out any extra water because sometimes whenever it's frozen, it'll have a little bit. And so it's fluffy like rice. Put it on your plate, serve that over the top, and you have a delicious meal. And then I just mix it up once it's on my plate. I'm going to use this little spatula. It's a little bit easier to work with. Michelle, you all right? Okay, so see how it has this like gravy
love it.
texture for the rice? Is that not beautiful?
It is.
And then you just take your fork and you just mix it all up.
So you know what? I want to do a picture of that.
Okay, and
we're
then
going to
I
stop
want
the
you to
video.
taste it because I know your taste buds are
Oh,
just gonna
yes.
dance.
I will volunteer to taste.
Okay, so now I get to try, and I did not try it yet. But what I wanted to add is thanks, Melissa, for doing that. And I hope many of you will be inspired. And if you have a favorite recipe, go ahead and call me, and we will set it up. And you come and cook here. You get to cook on the induction. So let me try it.
Yeah, and then too, when you really taste and enjoy the seasonings and the food, then it registers in your brain the satisfaction as well. So that's a good point.
Yeah.
So take the time to enjoy your food, because I know I'm always eating at my desk at work, on the go. Many of us have a crazy busy lifestyle. So
I'm going to have another bite, and then I will.
well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It's excellent. And I'm not, I don't care about spice except garlic, onion, parsley. I have to have a recipe to go and grab all the spice. But this is excellent. This is very good. Thank you, Melissa. We'll do that again next week.
Thank you.
And don't forget to subscribe so you can have weekly videos.
Yes, you can trust a skinny cook.